to Vibrance Unleashed. This is my very first video and I'm excited. I'm so excited about something about this video I'm doing, right? It's so important for you to watch this video. Whoever you are, whether you're rich, you're poor, you are intelligent, unintelligent, whatever you're doing in this world, it's so important for you to watch this video. And it's so because this is what makes people rich and some other people very poor. And this is what differentiates between athletes who are successful and those who are not. This is what makes the world what it is. And it's funny, I never knew about this for a very long time until I chanced upon it. I've been watching motivational videos and stuff like that for a very long time, right? And it never pricked me. There's something in this world that we haven't taken the time to notice. But there are other people who have seen it and are employing it, and it's really working for them. So if this is the very first time I'm doing a video for Vibrance Unleashed, right? This is the very first time I'm doing a video for Vibrance Unleashed. And if you've seen me before, my name is Black Sam on other platforms, right? I have a sports channel, GH Smart Sport TV. It's doing quite well. I have another channel. With the sports channel, it has only soccer and all other sports, right? I do stories for all other sports. And then I have GHSN TV. That is used for social commentary, everything, politics, motivation, and other things. But I started this channel because of what I seen, okay, what I chanced upon that I never thought about for a very long time, that has pricked my attention to share with people who want to subscribe to this channel. I believe you will love it. You'll get to know why I'm sharing this on this channel for you. So if this is the very first time, come along with me on this journey. Let's discover ourselves. Let's find out what makes us what we are. Let's find out what makes the world grow. Why some people become rich and others don't. Why some think the way they think. And talking about thinking, this is something very important you need to know. We are whatever we think we are. We've heard it before, that whatever you think you are right about that. But that hasn't been broken down for us to understand it very well. The truth is, whatever we are this way as a result of what we allow to permeate our minds, what we allow to go into our brain, and what we allow ourselves to ponder upon for a very long time, right? So let's take children for example. And children grew up. When you give birth to a child, the child starts to learn how to sit and how to eat on its own, how to crawl and how to walk. And if you are noticing very well, children pick up these things so fast, so suddenly, that between the age of 1 to 2 years, they are able to go through this quantum leap in a matter of years, a few years. Some children even start talking around the 8th month. One of my 3 kids started talking around 8 months. And it's a quantum leap, right? We all go through those processes. And so we have it within ourselves to be whatever we want to be. Just as we grow, we begin to forget the things that made us into what we are. So it is time for us to rediscover ourselves. Some people have been able to find out what makes them what they are, and they keep on becoming successful. So I want us to look at what we think. Whatever we think, whatever we give our attention to, that is what makes us. Whether we be rich or poor, it will be based on how we think, how we construct our thinking. It is everything to do with what we think, what we allow to take our attention. In the law of magnetism, if you've ever done science before, I was an electronics student, and the law of magnetism says that like poles repel, unlike poles attract. But in the world of reality, right? Like attracts like. You know, when it comes to men and women, okay, in the world today, now it's becoming something else. But it used to be a man attracts a woman. Now it's different, right? That's how some people want to see it. But that's fine. That's not what we're discussing right now because it is not interested to me at the moment. But what I want to tell you is that whatever we allow to permeate our brain, whatever we allow to think about constantly, whether you think about poverty, whether you think about prosperity, whatever you concentrate your attention on, that is what you become. So if you get to know how to apply this principle very well, we call it the law of attraction or the law of manifestation. I'll get to all of those things later in on this channel, right? But today, what I want you to do is to talk to you about whatever you think in your head. It is very important because whatever we are today, like I said, is as a matter of what we've been thinking in our minds, what we've been allowing ourselves to concentrate upon for a very long time. And that is what has formed us. Okay? So, now let me give you an example. Okay? Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Okay? There are two people, right? They were born twins. Now, after they were born, their parents were not well to do, and they thought it's going to cause a problem for them, especially. No, this is what happened. The man who got a woman pregnant and they gave birth to their twins ran away, leaving the twins with the woman. The woman, knowing very well that she couldn't take care of these twins, had to give one away for adoption. So a rich person, some rich family came and adopted one of the twins, and she stayed with one of them. I'm sure you've watched movies where twins have been separated for so many years and that they have to come and meet again. This is the situation of the story I'm just about telling you, right? So these twins, one of these twins got adopted by a rich family. They took him away, they took care of him. He grew up going through school, college, university, and then eventually became a doctor. The other twin, who was also born with the one who is now with a rich family, also grew up in a poor family, grew up in a poor environment with the hardship that the parents were going through and everything, and grew up to become, what should I say? He wasn't well to do. Okay, he wasn't well to do. He wasn't a doctor per se. Let's say he became a driver. Now, ask yourself, how did it happen that twins that were born on the same day, one eventually became a doctor, a medical doctor, and one became a driver? But they were born on the same day, probably sharing the same gene. What happened? These two individuals grew up in different environments from each other. One grew up in the family where they were rich. They took care of him, took him to school, to college, to university, and eventually became a doctor. He was formed. Whatever went through his mind with these parents is what shaped him up for him to become what he became. The one who grew up in the poor family became poor because he was also shaped up by the environment that he grew up in. And then by the environment, I mean what the thinking of the parent who took care of him, trained him, and molded him to become. Likewise, the other person. You realize that the environment where you grow up in, we normally say the environment where you grew up in, but the environment also comprises of the things that goes into your head, how your mindset is shaped, and how you live your life. These are the things that forms you, that makes you what you are. So when we say, whether you say you are successful or you are not successful, whether you say you can do something or you cannot do something, you are right, is that that is your belief. That is what you have grown up to believe. That is what your philosophy is. And you get to become that. But one good thing is that you can change it. You can change it. A poor person, a very poor person, can change himself to become rich. I'll show you how to get this done on this channel as time goes on. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, this is the time you need to subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to Vibrance Unleashed, because this is where we are going to share some of these things with you. And I'm excited to share with you because it has begun shaping me. I'm not there yet, but it has started shaping me, has started shaping the way I think and how I do my things. And that is why I'm planning to share this with you. So, whatever you find yourself, or wherever you find yourself, you can change your life. You can change your thinking. You can become a different person from what you are now if you put yourself to it, if you plan and begin to think in a particular way from the way you think already. And this is what you have to do. You need to be conscious of what you think about. Okay? There is this story about a lady who has suffered with relationships. Okay? Probably, whilst I'm going to say this, you watching me will begin to relate to this particular story I'm talking about. Have you ever heard somebody saying, "Up for me, I don't have luck when it comes to relationship. That any relationship I go into, it fails." So they resign themselves into that kind of fate. They resign themselves to that fate that is how God created them. No, God did not create you to fail. You are what you are because of the kind of things that you think about, the kind of things that goes into your head. Okay? The world is full of energy. The world is all energy. The air we breathe is energy. Our thinking, it's energy, electrical waves, right? And if you begin to think positive, if you begin to think prosperity, these electrical waves moves around the universe to find waves that are like the waves that you are emanating, and they draw that waves to you. So if you want to be successful, you need to think success. If you continue to wallow in misery and think about some disease that you have, and always think about the sore that you have kidney failure, or you have this or you have that, as long as you continue to think about that and you don't think about recovery and you don't think about getting better, someone greets you, "Oh, how are you doing today?" For today, it's not good though. It will never be good for you, because that is what you have shaped your thinking. That is what you have allowed to permeate your mind. Are you getting me? That is what you have allowed to go into your head. And as long as you keep on emanating that negative energy, the energy will get out, go into the universe. It won't look for positive energy. It will look for other people who are thinking like you, who are people who are thinking about problems, misery. Likes attract like. That's the law of attraction. It will start attracting those things to you, and then you will realize that things will continue to remain the same way it is. Strange, eh? But that is how it works. That is how the universe works. In the Bible says that Jesus told the disciples, if you have faith and believe in me, you will ask the Father whatever you need, and he shall supply your need for you. But even when you have to ask in faith. You don't have to express doubts, else what you are asking for wouldn't come. So you don't go asking God to help you solve a problem. Like you don't have food to eat for tomorrow with you and your children. And so you pray to God that God should help you. God, if you can, please help. God can do anything and everything. So pray with faith attached to what your prayer, and have this strong faith and belief that God has done it already and it will come to pass. That is how it works. That is how it works. You need to begin to change the way you think, your mindset, your thinking mindset, and that is how it works. So like attract like. So if you begin to think negative, you attract negative things to your life. If you are a mother and your son is doing something and you keep on saying, because of the way you're doing, you'll be a criminal, they'll lock you up in jail, your child will be locked up in jail, because that is what you're called for the person. Like attracts like. Do you get me? So what I mean to tell you is that you can achieve anything you want to achieve in this world. Anything. You can achieve anything as long as you believe in it, as long as you ask with faith, as long as you begin to change your thinking, as long as you begin to let better things, positive things, keep on thinking about what you want. My daughter came to me this morning and it was strange, strange how she came to me and said, Daddy, I'm looking at this beautiful house and I wish that we can have such a beautiful house, and it's getting to Christmas and she wants to have a Christmas tree in the house, but the hall is not that big for her to get a Christmas tree. So she's like, I wish we have a big house so that we can buy a Christmas tree and put it here in the room so that we can enjoy Christmas and give presents to other people. Do you know what I told her? I told her, don't wish alone. Call it into being. When you pray to God, tell God that, God, thank you for giving my daddy this big house with this very big hall. So he's bought this Christmas tree for me. Remember, I didn't say she should call to God to give her. But I said, tell God and thank her for giving those things to you. When you're asking God for things, ask it in the present terms. That is how the system works. As time goes on, I'll do videos to let you know how this thing works. Because look, I've started employing these, and it's working in my life. It's working for me. Okay, it's working for me, and that's the reason why I want you to also have these things I am enjoying right now. Now I attract so many things. I attract friendship. Because I have changed the way I think. Let me give you a typical example, another example as to how what you think really affects you. Okay, scientists wanted to do a study on how people get depressed and what they get. Okay, so they got two sheep. I mean, the goat sheep, two sheep, right? So they put them in a cage, one facing the other in the same cage, but they were adjacent to each other. And with one of the sheep, they put a wolf right across it. Okay, so it's like there's a wolf in another cage facing this sheep, with the other one not having access to the wolf but looking the other way. Now they fed these two sheep, fed them with the same ration of food, same ration of water, gave them all the kind of medications that they needed, gave them everything, and fed them. Do you know what happened? The sheep that was looking away from the wolf grew, became very nice, plumpy, and healthy. The one that was facing the wolf died after 2 years, even though it wasn't in the wolf's cage. What caused that to happen? You know, sheep and wolves are enemies, right? So, with the one that was looking, facing the wolf, seeing the wolf every day caused it depression. It got so depressed, even though it was eating, it wasn't happy. It sleeps, wakes up, and that's the wolf looking at her. And the psychological effect of that got the sheep to die in 2 years' time. What am I driving at? The way we think, whatever we allow to permeate our minds, either makes us healthy or makes us poor. There are people who've gotten themselves healed by just changing the way they think. And I'll share videos with you. Yes, I'll share videos with you about testimonies of people who have been able to change their lives around just by changing the way they think. So, this tells you that whatever we think, whether it is positive or negative, affects us. It affects us big time. Whether we'll be happy or sad, it is based on what we think. Have you ever walked and then stumbled on a stone and gotten a toe cut and then start hitting yourself before? You don't do that. But if I pick a stone and hit it at you and you get hit, you probably will be angry and probably would like to hit me. Why didn't you get angry when you hurt yourself? Because anger is a choice. Yes, so it is also is a choice for us to be prosperous or for us to be poor. It is a choice for us to be happy or for us to be sad. It's a choice for us to be healthy or unhealthy. It's a choice for us to be of ease or to be diseased. Everything is a choice. It is controlled by the way you think, by the way you do your things. So, in this very first episode, I will be taking you through a journey in our later episodes. And this is just the introduction. We will be talking about consciousness, how we think and how we do our things. That is what we are going to talk most of. Going to think about, find ways and solutions to control our thinking. If you are able to take charge of your thoughts, things will be better for you or will be worse for you. This is very important. I have chanced upon this. It's very exciting for me, and that's the reason why I'm sharing with you. So if this is the very first time you are joining me on Vibrance Unleashed, this is the very beginning. I'll be bringing guests who have gone through some of these experiences and who are knowledgeable enough to explain things further as to how you can achieve perfectness. You can achieve whatever you want to achieve just by changing your thoughts. How to think, how to even breathe, and so many other things. I'll bring all of these things to you. So, what have we talked about today? That whatever we think about becomes our reality. That like attracts like. We can achieve anything in this world. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how lofty it is. When you put your mind to it to achieve it, you can achieve it. And in our next few videos, I'll show you how to do that. And that it is important to take charge of your thinking, to take charge of your consciousness, take charge of what you think. You need to check the kind of friends you hang around with. You need to check the kind of videos you watch. Everything that goes into your mind shapes you and moves you towards one particular direction, whether success or failure. It is a very, very important thing you need to know. Your thinking should be of paramount interest to you. And that's what Vibrance Unleashed is all about. Once again, if this is the first time you are joining me, is this the first time you are watching this video? Yes, this is Vibrance Unleashed, and my name is Samuel Mensah. They call me Black Sam on other platforms. Of course, I have two YouTube channels. The other one's is GH Smart Sport TV. Go subscribe to that channel if you love sports, and I'll give you a lot of sports stories on that one. And then the second one is GHSN TV, where I bring you all social issues, motivation, and all other things. I do a lot of interviews on that one as well, and how to grow your life. And so go subscribe to GHSN TV on YouTube and GH Smart Sports. The Smart Sports, the sports, it doesn't end with an S. GH Smart Sport TV, right? That's what you see on the screen. GH Smart Sport TV and GHSN TV. Subscribe to those ones if you want to hear more about social issues. GHSN TV. If you want to know more about sports updates, it is GH Smart Sports TV. But this is Vibrance Unleashed. This is where we ignite the power and the spirits in you. We ignite the energy in you to channel it to a way where you become successful. Control your mind. Control everything around you. Thank you so much for joining me for the very first episode of Vibrance Unleashed. I will bring you the next episode very soon. But tell a friend to subscribe to Vibrance Unleashed, because we are about to transform our lives for the better. And I won't do it alone. I want to do it with you. So come join me. Let's vibrate the energy that makes us successful. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.